All right, trail, where are you? Find this trail. I really don't want to have to wait until daylight. Gotta be along here somewhere. How you doing, everyone? Welcome to another adventure behind the door. I'm Kevin O'Donnell, and today we are at a place called Toft Point. You can probably read by the sign there. A National Natural Landmark. It's pretty important too because it's several hundred acres of what used to be a quarry that was deeded over from the quarry owners to the guy who was operating it, a local fellow by the name of Toft. And I don't know, several hundred acres, I guess. And Toft's daughter built some cabins up around the other side of the bay there, and is considered probably the foremost founder of nature conservancy in the state of Wisconsin. Her name was Emma Toft. She was responsible for really bringing had a lot to do anyway with bringing the Ridges Sanctuary into existence. And we're here because of the way that this shoreline faces directly east. And there's no, or very little light pollution behind us here. And we're here actually to scout for locations to come and shoot the Milky Way. It's May, buds are on the trees. It's a beautiful day here, and May is the best time of the year, in my estimation, for photographing the Milky Way, especially here at this latitude, about 45 degrees north. Because in May, the core of the Milky Way will rise about 16 degrees off the horizon. If we shoot out over the lake, it goes north to south, so you can see the entire arc of the Milky Way out over the lake. So I'm looking for some foreground interest to accommodate this beautiful arc of the Milky Way. And so that's what we're here to do today, is to scout. And it's supposed to be clear skies. I mean, we have bluebird skies today, which normally I'm always complaining about because blue skies make for lousy photographs, but clear skies make for excellent Milky Way photographs. So that's what we're hoping to do. All right, see what we find. Boy, this could be sketchy, trying to find my way through all of this in complete darkness. It's just the light of a headlamp. Okay, we got to talk about this stuff. It sounds like I'm walking on pebbles, but it's not pebbles. They're shells. Shells. All of these are mussels. There. In 2, 3, 4 feet deep here on the shore. This is what they call coaga mussels. It's about the size of your fingernail. And It's an invasive species and unbelievably destructive to the Great Lakes and freshwater lakes and river systems here, especially in the Midwest. They came from Ukraine, from the Black Sea. They were first spotted here probably as a result of, bilge water, ballast water, the larvae and the young mussels themselves being discharged, going through the St. Lawrence Seaway, and of course it's just wound its way through all of the Great Lakes. Lake Michigan is hit particularly hard. They were first found in around 1989, 1990, and here it is, 30 years later, 32 years later. They estimate in Lake Michigan alone that there are more than 750 trillion of these things. And the reason they're so destructive is because they disrupt the food chain and the food supply. So, this is all limestone, dolomite, from the escarpment here, and those hard surfaces, they love clinging onto the hard surfaces. They'll live for about 3 to 5 years, and then what happens when they die is when it freezes over here because of the shallow water in the winter, the wind brings them ashore, piles them up here, and they're very sharp. I wouldn't let your dog walk on this. One of these little things can filter a liter of water a day, and they're very good at it. But the problem with that is it's made the Great Lakes clearer, but not necessarily cleaner. So the water has become a lot clearer. But what happens then is that the algae can grow to a deeper depth in the water because there's more sunlight, and the algae disrupts the other plant life that are fed on by the native species of fish, and they have no natural predators. So first it was the zebra mussels about 10 years before that, but zebra mussels, we thought those were bad. And then came this coaga mussel. Coaga is, by the way, a name of a ancient and extinct zebra. And because of the stripes on them, I guess that's why they're called coaga mussels. But, oh my gosh, they get caught in intake valves and in motor propellers and motor intakes and boat docks, and it's really, really destructive. And they're both male and female. So they can lay up to 1 million eggs in a season. And even though about 99% of those eggs never make it to maturity, 750 trillion, there has to be 1 trillion just on this mile or two stretch of beach here. They're awful. They're just awful, awful things. My buddy up on Washington Island, Ken Coyne, he said before the coaga mussels, he's never had to wear gloves when pulling nets. Now he has to wear gloves. They destroy the nets. They destroy everything, including the food chain.
I never wore gloves until the zebra mussels got so thick I didn't have a choice. They were cutting and slicing.
It's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore.
Yeah, so I know what you're thinking. What's with this spot, right? Well, this is exactly the kind of spot I'm looking for, because we're facing due east right here. The core of the Milky Way is going to come up east-southeast, and it's going to eventually swing around to the right behind these trees over here. When nautical twilight hits around 3:35, it'll disappear. So we have a few hours to work with it. But what I want to get is the complete arc after it comes up from south to north, out by Cana Island. This looks like a good spot to do that because I want to get a 180-degree panorama, probably 12 to 14 shots, maybe a double row, so it'd be 26 to 28 shots, and stitch them all together. And this shoreline then will kind of curve around on either side because of the convex nature of the super wide angle lens. And I wanted to get some trees on either side. This tree here, this birch tree, kind of snapped off halfway up. That's all right, it'll blend in with the others, I think, in the dark. And then I'm going to set up my lights back over my shoulder to illuminate these rocks. Another one over here, probably about 30 or 40 feet back, and put them really dim. I'll probably have to even put diffusers. I use white washcloths, fold them over a couple of times and put them over. It's amazing how much light can bleed into a camera with a sensor that's as sensitive as my Canon 5D during a 12 or 15 second exposure. So I just want to pull up my PhotoPills app here and see. Let me record this for you. There you go. So we can see where tonight that Milky Way is going to be. See here, swimming around. At some point it'll be exactly north and south. It will disappear over the point, the other side of Moonlight Bay over there, just before Cana Island, the northern part of it. But the southern part should be nice and bright right here and get that arcing. Let me put it on augmented reality here. You can see here's our goofy little tree here. Facing due north. And swinging around, you see how high that is there. And yeah, so the core is obscured here by these trees, so we have to go a little earlier in the night. About there. What time is that? Around 12:23 in the morning. That's a good time to be here. So we'll come here, and if we find a second location, maybe something facing south around the point here. So that's the plan. Not too bad of a walk. I had to go through some trees here. That'll be a little difficult to negotiate in the dark, but I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully these waves will kind of calm down and we'll be able to get some of these rocks in the water will show up too. So it's a lot of area to light. Crossing our fingers. Onward. Find another location. What a stunning, stunning day. Unbelievable how beautiful it is out here today. They said it was going to be in the in the lower 60s, upper 50s. I got here, it was 48 degrees. But I think we found our second location to shoot tonight. You know, I came across these trees last winter when I was out here with Josh Merrill and his friend Terry. They came up from Chicago. And we were walking around the point from this way on the ice. And we came here and I wanted to shoot these trees, but they just, I don't know. Nope, they wouldn't line up. Not what I'm looking for. That's south, by the way. That's north. I want to get a panoramic shot. And that first location that we were at, around the point there, facing east would be a good place to do that. Here, we're just going to get a diagonal, because it's going to go behind those trees. So if I can line up the Milky Way either as a cross section to one of these trees, this tree preferably, because these stones are marvelous. These are going to illuminate just beautiful under a low light, LED light I use for highlighting the foreground. Otherwise everything would be black. So it's just a matter of playing with that. I'm going to have a snack here as we talk. So what I'm thinking is this table of dolomite here, if the waves calm down tonight, and they generally do at night, and the lake settles down, there's going to be some nice pools of algae-filled pools of water here, but you might be able to get some nice reflection off these pools of the night sky, maybe some of the Milky Way, some of the stars in these pools. So that's what I'm hoping for. This brown, yucky algae is terrible. I don't know. It stinks. It's slipperier than cat's knot. And that's why I have the poles. I knew it would be slick. Stay on the white stuff. Don't step onto the algae. So I think that's the plan. We'll hit the east side first to get the arc of the Milky Way, and then come over here. It's a bit of a walk. It's going to be tough in the dark. A lot of debris along the shore and just a lot of muck. I think, up past your ankles and some of this stuff. So everything is always more difficult at night. So it's going to be hard to negotiate, I think. Take these off so you can see me. Yeah, but we'll give it a whirl. I think this could be the spot. Plenty of diamonds on the water today. I love days like this.
Just sail with the wind that we've got, and when we're drowning in doubt, just keep on believing. We are dreamers of the shore.
Tell you, it's always just a little creepy coming out to these really remote places in the middle of the night. And if you're a person who's at all anxious in the dark, the night photography is probably not for you. Astrophotography, I mean, you have to go to locations that are, away from the lights and away from basically where people are. And I'll tell you, you hear things. You hear things and your mind starts racing, and it's usually nothing, but yeah, I've gotten anxious plenty being out, but I love being out by myself, especially at night under the stars. That's the absolute best. Alright, now I just need to find where that pullout is here. Well, that does it for me. I think I was out here 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, and it's 35 degrees outside. But I move around so much, I have to take my jacket off. I'm just so warm. Anyway, I got my, this is the first time I really tried shooting a video at night. And it's a lot of work. Considering you're fumbling around in the dark, you have to bring this extra equipment. So actually, I'm using the light that I used to illuminate the rocks here tonight with a light modifier on it. And another light over here. You can see it's lighting up the trees here. Oh, there's one in the foreground. I don't know if you can see the one in the back there, but that's the ones that we shot tonight. Just from there. And then I went over about, I don't know, 50, 60 feet. And there was a pool, like a tidal pool of still water. And I could see the reflection of the stars and the Milky Way in the water. So I took a couple of shots from there, and then I thought, well, I pretty much got all the shots I want to tonight. So kind of too early to go home. I mean, it was a long time getting ready and long drive up here. I thought, what else can I shoot? I really didn't want to pack up and move to another location, so I played around with taking some selfies, which is something I don't normally do. But I think I got some good shots tonight. You'll be the judge of that. I'll put them up here in a few minutes. You can take a look at them. The first location I went to was around the bend here, about a half mile or so. You saw that in the video during the day where the sign was. And facing due east, you can see the Cana Island Lighthouse. And I took a 180 degree panorama. So, not sure how that's going to turn out. When you shoot 14, 15 shots like that, sometimes they don't want to stitch together correctly. So, yeah, so I was out there for an hour or so and then came over here. Our friend, the tree here that we saw during the day, looks so much different at night, and it seems like a much farther walk at night than it does during the day. But I made it here. The peepers are out tonight too, so little frogs about 3/4 of an inch long. Spring peepers, they're called. I got a photo of one I took last spring, actually sitting in the cup of a daylily in our front yard, kind of behind this parapet of stamens, waiting for his lunch to come by. Some bug come by to collect the nectar, and it was a fun shot. All right, well, I'm going to finish my tea and then call it a morning. Head home just about during twilight, civil twilight. I'll get home. So anyway, take a look at the photos, see what you think, and until next time, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you would. Subscribe if you're so inclined. And until the next adventure, take care of yourselves. And we'll see you down the road. Thanks, everyone. All right, trail. Where are you? I really don't want to have to wait until daylight to find this trail. Gotta be along here somewhere. Aha. I think we found it. I remember this. Yeah. Here's the 2 branches I laid down. Here we go. Into the wood.